number, big numbers, big numbers. Whole team counted, that's a big number.
Hey, foreign cars, foreign seats with the foreign leather. Foreign number, put the card in the ATM in the sad era. Yeah, flex mode, this ain't Southwest, this is jet. I ain't gotta shut the cell off, cause the iPhone don't got a jet mode. Bad pesto. If you wanna come, let's go. We ain't going nowhere special. I just wanna see more desto. Hit your throw and I'ma catch those. Mexican, don't make pesos. Hit your sus, I'll replace those. Number saved, no name though. We need more, tell them we need more. Putting numbers on the board, like them keep a score. Hey, 16 cars in my front yard. Hey, 30 on my wrist, bullet points of God.
Big numbers.
Okay, Coach. Well, the road ends here. It has been a wild, often unpredictable 2019 season. And now it's time for the greatest spectacle in all of sports. Super Bowl 54 from Miami. You know, this town has played host to 10 Super Bowls in the past. And tonight, we write chapter number 11. And what a matchup we've got. Tonight, it's all on the line. We play for the Lombardi Trophy, as it'll be the AFC champions taking on the NFC champions, the Washington Redskins. Brandon Gaudin alongside my partner Charles Davis. And CD, you look at these LA Chargers, champions of the AFC, making just their second Super Bowl appearance. You remember they were blown out by the 49ers back in Super Bowl 29, but remember that was a much different team than this one.
And think about this team. If they can accomplish what they're setting out to do in this ball game, win a Super Bowl, they would enter their new building as the Super Bowl champions. This team has been around a while. It's moved a little bit, but here they are with a chance to take a Lombardi Trophy into their new facility. And think about them in the old days in the AFL and how great they were. They'd like to reclaim that glory as the champions of all of football.
Meanwhile, the Redskins, this is a team, to be frank, nobody thought would be here at the start of the year. Even the most die-hard of Redskin fans would probably tell you that. But here they are, Charles, looking for what would be the franchise's fourth title in this, their sixth appearance.
And we go back to 1992, the last time that this team won a Super Bowl, and that was Super Bowl 26. That's more than a quarter century ago. They also won Super Bowl 17. Joe Theismann was the quarterback then. John Riggins running the football. The Diesel. But Super Bowl 22 is the one we'll always remember. Doug Williams, the first black starting quarterback in a Super Bowl, also the MVP as they blew away the Denver Broncos. Can they recreate history and raise another Super Bowl trophy? We're about to find out.
A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. Rivers. Got a man. It's complete. Williams. Give him 15 yards on that one and a Charger first down. So opening drive, 3rd down. They complete the slant to move the sticks.
And ordinarily, it's a high percentage pass when you throw it. And receivers like to run that route because it gets the ball in their hands pretty quickly. Just a couple of quick steps upfield, break towards the middle, the ball should be there, and then they can do some work afterwards.
All right, 390. 56. Let's go. Hey, tight end's right. One tight end. Bring it.
Now Gordon on 1st down. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
A quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
Throwing on 2nd down. Rivers, incomplete.
I think we'll see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
An incomplete pass on second down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10.
Hey, Rocket. 56. Mike's 56. Hey. Check curls.
From the shotgun, it's Rivers. And the throw there going to be incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. 4th down, and on is Ty Long to punt.
So they wound up passing on a long field goal try, but that works out for them really well. That one's down inside the 5-yard line.
And it's risky because your punter, if he puts it in the end zone, the net result not worth it, but there, I think worth it.
Ready. 49, guys. Mike, 49. Gotta do better.
Darius Geis, his first carry of the game. He'll try to get forward, but he's going to be stopped in his tracks at about the 3. Joey Bosa in on the stop.
Really shouldn't be a surprise. It's going to be hard to move people in this situation. You know they're going to bring the pressure defensively. Because I remember playing in these spots, and my coaches always say, don't be afraid to try and create a safety, too. They're going to bring pressure.
18 Gator. Topper. Fight.
Shotgun handoff now to Geis. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 5-yard line. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down.
We got 3, fellas. We got 3. Come on. 50 Cent. Mike, 50 Cent. I got you, son. I got you. Stop.
3rd down. Here's Haskins. Jordan Reed has it. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. That tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
Now they can breathe a little easier, some room to operate as they've got it 1st and 10 now out past the 20. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Casey Hayward. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
If there was one area that the coach emphasized in our pregame meeting, it was red zone offense.
In a sense, I got from it, and I think you did as well.
Got a man, it's Allen for the Charger touchdown. with the first touchdown of this Super Bowl, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. And on the grandest of stages, with a whole world watching the Super Bowl, they come out and get the first points.
I don't know how you feel about it, Brandon, but for me, watching the beginning of the Super Bowl, I've often wondered how come it's not just a fumble fest? How come the ball's not all over the place? The nerves, the interim in between of the 2 weeks waiting for the game. But this team came out and handled it just like it was a regular season walk in the park. Terrific start.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
Let's go!
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. Now the first carry for Bryce Love. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
From the 25 on 2nd down, Haskins airing it out deep for Smith. It's caught inside the 25. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. A big play there. 75 yards as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Extra point good by Hopkins. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. The Charger drive about to get going. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now.
Let's get this loaded. Loaded. Wait.
They'll start on the ground. This is Gordon on first down. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Hey, I'm going to go load it. Load it. Plus threat.
Rivers to throw it. Hunter Henry brings it in. His first catch of this Super Bowl, and it'll be good for a first down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
He's going to look for Allen now on the deep ball. It's caught inside the 25. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. They'll get 34 yards there.
That's another Chargers first down. 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Set, 180. White. Switch gears. White, 89.
Now Rivers. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Hunter Henry. That'll bring up second down.
After that throw, and it was definitely one that he would love to have back, I wonder what's going through his head. I wonder what kind of mind game he's playing with himself to get himself back on track. Because a lot of guys, that's what they do. They have little triggers that when the mechanics are off or if they make a bad throw, that they go to that place to get themselves back in sync.
Easy, easy.
Throwing again. Rivers on 2nd and 10. Able to get this to Gordon. He'll have a first down inside the 10. And he's hauled away down to the 6-yard line. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Brings up second and goal at the 5-yard line.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. To throw, Rivers. And he's got his man. It's Henry for a Chargers touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown catch. And the Chargers have taken the lead. And he is a reliable target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for the score.
And they should. He's a very good player. Remember, they can use him in certain positions, so many different spots, and he usually comes through for them.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30.
Let's go.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. To throw again on second down. Haskins. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Jerry Tillery in there to record the second sack of his young NFL career.
Third and 14.
An extra defensive back on the field for the Chargers now on third down. Now Haskins, third and long. And he finds the tight end, Reed. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A gain of 22.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
Now Haskins on first down. That'll be caught at Steven Sims. He got 29 yards that time.
Brandon, so many times we see the crossing route start as a quick hitter, but in this play, he had time in the pocket and waited for him to clear going across.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. He gets it to Sims, complete. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Escaping the pressure right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. The open man is Smith. His 2nd catch of the Super Bowl, and it's good enough for a 1st down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Here we go. 50, plant. 61, matchbox, lights. Go.
And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal. Out of the gun, Geis. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. A 9-yard touchdown run, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going, and they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense getting the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own.
Touchdown, LA! Melvin Gordon, 76 yards, as his guys are able to regain the lead. And those are the highlight reel runs you dream of right there.
When he gets a seam and just gets through it, how about the explosiveness, the burst to get there to begin with, and then once he's in full gallop, good luck trying to track him down.
And those plays so demoralizing for the defense.
Absolutely, because you've done so much work trying to keep people in front of you. When they're past you and behind you, that's a tough one to swallow.
Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Redskins take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match than a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. That one goes for 24 yards. Haskins now closing in on a 200-yard first half through the air. It's 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Haskins. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Melvin Ingram in there to bury him for a loss of 11. Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. Here's Haskins. And that's complete. It's Sims. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on 3rd. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. From the gun, Haskins on third down. And this one complete to Reed. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 26.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Haskins will throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's low. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy. Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal.
That's track. Check. Check 6-6. Pull it high. Check 3.
Again, Geis. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. And the Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. The Redskins now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. To the end zone for a Washington touchdown. From 6 yards away, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. These two teams in this first half, it's been fun. Back and forth, back and forth. Well, it's not fun for the defensive coordinators, but offensive coordinators are enjoying it.
Yeah, they're having streaks here, aren't they? Being able to put scores together and really bunch them up, and we have a tight game here. You know, we often talk about having the right shoes for the right turf. Today it's track shoes, because that's what we've seen with these offenses.
Yeah, it's been an absolute track meet so far, and fun to watch. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21-all the score as the kick's away. Gets fielded in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
The Chargers take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. Tie ball game, still a little more than a minute to go in the half. The question, can they put something together here, try to take that lead into intermission?
I would have to think that would be the goal for sure. I don't think you sit on anything here. Here's your opportunity. Push it downfield. As you mentioned, it's a tie game. So minus a disaster on your part, you've got that in your back pocket. Go ahead and try and get some points and feel great going into the half.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Working out of the gun, Rivers. He's airing it out for Williams. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
79. Hey, high 7. Give me that ball. Give me that ball, defense. Mark 55. Mark 55. It's our field. Run 80. It's our field.
From the gun, Rivers. And it's complete. Henry. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 18 big yards on that one, and a Charger first.
When you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
Now a chance to make that encroachment penalty really hurt. 1st and 5. Throwing, Rivers. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Redskins going to go ahead and use their final timeout, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. After the sack here, 2nd and 11. To throw is Rivers. Going deep here for Allen. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
Fans do love the long ball, don't they? And he already found his guy once. Tried to give him another chance there, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Couldn't connect, but as you alluded to, he does have that touchdown from earlier, trying to keep him in the rhythm. On 3rd down, Rivers. He's going to look deep down the field. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And did he put that on a dime? He did. Wow, out of bounds at the 1-yard line. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
And now a timeout defensively after that 1st down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number 1. A Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Here's Love. And he'll push forward here for a good little run as the clock continues to run. So we've reached halftime here in the 2020 Super Bowl, Super Bowl 54. As we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The never-tedious halftime show behind us, and now it's back to football as we get going again in Super Bowl 54. This will be taken short. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. On 2nd down, here's Haskins. Complete. Richardson has it. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 17 yards that time and a Washington first.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Haskins now, pretty amazing. 14 of 16 throwing the ball. It's 1st and 10. On 1st down, it's Haskins. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A good pickup there, 21 yards. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 36.
Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up.
Shotgun handoff now for Love. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches.
So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. Now Haskins to throw on 2nd down. Caught. Touchdown, Washington. In for the score as his guys have now moved out in front. Hopkins with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there.
A battle for it, and it's intercepted. T.J. Green with a pick, and they will take over at the 26-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from...
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. It's a gain of 34. Charles, you talk so much about quick change plays. There's one right there. You get the turnover, and boom, hit them with a big one.
The defenses plan for this all the time. They work on it in practice. But in the middle of a game, when that quick change takes place, oftentimes guys aren't as focused as they need to be.
Haskins looking to throw on first down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The former number 3 pick, Joey Bosa, bringing the lumber that time.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations, because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Now Haskins to throw it. He's got his running back, Darius Geis. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. Too far downfield, something those linemen have to watch out for, and that time it costs them.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out.
2nd down, Haskins. Open man here, Sims complete. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Steven Sims Jr., 53 yards. And the Redskins are able to stretch the lead out further. Extra point good by Hopkins. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 29-yard line.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. They keep it on the ground. Again, Gordon. He works his way forward for a couple up past the 30. The good run on first down followed up by a not-so-good run on 2nd down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on 3rd down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
Now a 10th carry for Melvin Gordon. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down. Boy, a call like this, certainly tougher to make in a Super Bowl, but they'll go for it on 4th down. They're indeed going for it. It's Rivers. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Jonathan Allen. And the Redskins will take control of the football in great field position. throwing now. Haskins on first down. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Jerry Tillery busting through to get him for a loss of 6.
How about that, partner? His second sack of the game, and that puts him in some pretty good company. 17 guys have had 2 sacks in the previous 52 Super Bowls, but only 3 have had the record number of 3 sacks in this game.
And we've got the list here. If he gets another one and everyone behaves nicely, we might just list those out for him. And good pursuit yet again by the Chargers as they stuff him behind the line. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Out of the shotgun, Haskins. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And this is taken in for a Redskins touchdown. As his guys are in for 6. And the Redskins are able to stretch the lead out further.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that. Truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. And he'll wind up losing yardage here, back at the 21-yard line.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, you're crediting your defense.
Got to credit them on that one because they tried to fool them, right? Tried to trick them, ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
Incomplete. It's 4th down.
Rivers is going to stay out there. They're going to try for this thing on 4th down. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. He's got an open man. He completes it to Callaway. And he will be taken down, but a big pickup there on what's going to be the final play of the 3rd quarter. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Again, it's Rivers. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A very solid gain of 27. Rivers now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. To the air again here, Rivers. He's going to go up top for the end zone. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. 2nd down. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Rivers incomplete on first down. Here's 2nd and 10. To throw again. Rivers right back for Allen. This time he finds him complete. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards. 3rd and short yardage. Rivers into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. It's Clinton Dunbar with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Now after the turnover, here's Haskins. Looking here for Smith. He's got him in. Complete. He's at the 40. 20. 10. 5. Touchdown. Washington. A big play there with a record 4th Super Bowl touchdown tonight. And the Redskins are able to stretch the lead out further. Hopkins with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go. Take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
On 1st and 10, Rivers. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. T.J. Green with a pick. He was trying to get that one to Allen that time. Facing this 4th quarter deficit, felt like they had to throw the ball, and on the other side, they were ready.
No doubt about it. They're playing situational football. They look at the clock, they know the lead that they have, and all they're doing is playing pass on every down.
Playing the pass, picking it off, and now big time in the driver's seat. This is Geis. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Here we go.
Again they run, again it's Geis. And he's going to be met at about the 43. At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here, stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. The things that you have to do, late game situations, kicking situations, doesn't matter what it is, the things you have to do to win a game, and that comes up in that meeting, then you practice it, they've got to be happy to see it executed, being able to stay in bounds and work the clock.
Now Haskins. Eluding the pressure right. Airing it out deep for Smith. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Casey Hayward. And a very good return as he takes us all the way up to the 35-yard line. He was pretty good a year ago in college, getting outside of the pocket and making plays, but it's a different story here in the NFL.
Well, in college, when he broke out of the pocket, his receivers often knew what to do in a scramble drill. And defenders weren't quite as adept at that. In the NFL, they work on that as well. They realize once he's out of the pocket, you can knock a receiver down. You can take him out of the play that way. You can make sure you hunt him up and make sure that you have him covered downfield. They do a much better job of it. He's got to learn that the speed has changed on this level.
Rivers incomplete on first down. Here's 2nd and 10.
Stop your whining.
A toss play. Gordon. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
12. Mike 56, Mike 56. Pick it up, pick it up.
Hey, seam 6.
56 is Mike. 56 is the Mike.
On 3rd down, Rivers. That's taken in by Callaway. And this effort won't do it. He needed to get to the 45. He's a yard or 2 short. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
Red Delta!
Mike 56.
The Chargers go here. It's Rivers. Open man is Gordon, complete. And he's got the first down, yardage before being taken down at midfield. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Rivers. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Troy Apke.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation, but sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
3rd down. Here's Haskins. Looking here for Smith downfield. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with him.
He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. Less than 2 minutes remain here in Super Bowl 54. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score.
I'm going to go load it. Load it.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Montez Sweat, he's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9.
56, Mike 56, right there.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Rivers, that's complete. It's Gordon. And they'll bring him down right around the 13. 7 yards on the play, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12. To throw, Rivers. Open man, it's Allen. And they finally are able to take him down at the opposite 47. Rivers to Allen on the hook up there. And even 40 yards. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Sets up the screen to Gordon. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down. A good pickup there on 1st as the screen pass gets them 8. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Now Rivers. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. And the kings of the Super Bowl are the Washington Redskins. They win it, and they will get the Lombardi Trophy.
3rd and 15.
And their remarkable season ends in the most remarkable of ways. They get to put next to their name, Super Bowl champion.
And they can't ever take that away, can they?
Nope.
That lasts forever. So good to see the emotion when it's all said and done. You see the hugs, you see the guys sharing, the collective happiness. Makes me want to carry you around a little bit on my shoulders to celebrate the triumph. And congratulations to them, a fantastic season.
And they end this year just how everybody wants to end the year, holding the Lombardi Trophy. What a season for them. What a ride it's been for us as well here in the booth. For Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gunn. Thanks for watching, everybody. We will see you next season right here on EA Sports.
Big numbers, 100-minute bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, whole team counted, that's a big number.
Hey, foreign cars, foreign seats with the foreign leather. Foreign number, put the card in the ATM in the sad era. Yeah, flex mode, this ain't Southwest, this a jet. I ain't gotta shut the cell off, cause the iPhone don't got a jet mode. Bad ain't pesto. If you wanna come, let's go. We ain't going nowhere special. I just wanna see more Modesto. Hit your thought, I'ma catch those. Mexican, don't make pesos. Hit your sauce, I'll replace those. Number saved, no name though. We need more, tell them we need more. Putting numbers on the board like I'm keeping score. Hey, 16 cars in my front yard. Hey, 30 on my wrist while I point to God.
Big numbers, 100-minute bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, whole team counted, that's a big number.
Yeah, wrist man, check the wrist man, got him hot. Ay, man can't ball like this, man. Lord, past the pig skin, but he stretch a distance. I'm talking a few 100,000 yards, you just on your 5th grand. Run it up, count it up. Ay, hundreds and 50s and 20s.